Okay. So, let's see what we're gonna do now. We need to go do a couple different things right now. Magic arrow was way out of the way, wasn't it? Yeah. So it looks like our best bet currently is either going... Actually, no, pretty much, yeah. Our best bet is going to be... We're going to go get this magic arrow, and then from there we'll head back into Kuttenberg. Yeah. That seems...
My respects.
That seems like a good plan for now. Here we go, Pebbles. We're off to find a magic arrow that was once stuck in a man's head.
Hey!
Sorry. Don't be in the middle of the road.
God.
Okay. So we could take a left here, or I think I'll just follow the road down through wherever this old Kooten is, and we can actually stop and see what they want there. So we'll go ahead and head that way for now.
Go! Die! Will not!
Oh, come on now. It was nothing after all. I went to see the priest about it, and even he said it's no great sin.
It isn't? And what do you think it is then?
Nothing. Nothing happened. That's all.
It's inhuman! In broad daylight like that!
Look, suit yourself, but I don't give a shite about it anymore.
There's no telling what they're talking about, so I'm just gonna go ahead and ignore whatever they were doing.
God!
No. Be busy.
God!
I think we were here. This is where the fake coins were being made, I think, right?
Whoa, whoa.
Traitor.
Who are you?
Do you not recognize a wayfarer when you see one, young fella?
I'm just being careful. You have to watch yourself these days.
You couldn't be more right.
And what brings you this way?
My itchy feet. I wander the world, watch what's going on, buy and sell things. While we're at it, you want to buy anything? I might have something you'd like. Excellent. It was a pleasure doing business with you, sir.
Alrighty then.
Go!
Whoa!
Alright. Let's see what's going on here. That's a lot of dead
There's a
animals.
reasonable explanation for this. Good day to you. What brings you here?
I don't
meet again?
need to improve my reputation. None of you want to talk to me? What about you? Looks like you got some
Such a shame.
issues around here. Okay, so it is you I need to talk to.
I decided to atone for my sins, Father.
For you, it's a necessity. Without sincere repentance, you will head straight into the arms of Lucifer, the fallen angel.
I'd like to go now.
Above Bohuniovitz, by the road, stands a conciliation cross, showing the result of a feud between two proud families. They opposed the marriage of two young sweethearts, and in the end, they were left with nothing but two lost lives to mourn. Rid yourself of the foolishness that leads to sin, and pray for the salvation of your soul.
What penance do I receive?
Confess your faith by repeating the creed. I hope the Lord will hear your prayers.
I'll make sure to get off on the right foot.
Remember the other one too, so that your legs can actually take you somewhere.
Alrighty then.
Till we meet again.
Not really sure what kind of quest that is. I figured it would have had something to do with all of the dead cow. But okay.
Go! Go!
Suppose let's head off and find this magic arrow again.
Go! Quick! 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 Down! Go!
Let's go talk to the gravedigger. Find out where that man was buried. Or maybe he didn't die. Maybe he survived.
Easy, good horse. When is the last time you buried an executed man?
Why do you care?
I promised his wife I'd pray at his grave, so his soul would be at peace.
So his soul would be at peace, eh?
Exactly.
A bit late for that. His soul is burning in hell.
Oh? Why do you think so?
Because the last executed man I buried was a fucking sorcerer.
What?
You heard me. A sorcerer. When they arrested him, he had an arrow stuck in his head. But he kept on living. It wasn't no fresh wound. It was old, healed. The thing stuck out of his head like a tree branch.
Okay, then.
He was no sorcerer. Just a regular fella who got in the way of an arrow.
Tell that to the village crones. Of course he was a sorcerer. Nobody can survive an arrow in the head. There's magic and witchcraft behind it. Even the priest said so. Good thing we strung him up right away. It could have turned really nasty. He'd send a plague upon us or something worse.
Ah, nonsense.
Are you trying to say our priest don't know what he's talking about? I ain't telling you shit. Now get out of here before I really lose my temper.
Well then. That was rather mean.
It's a blessing to see someone doing their job dutifully. I can see you take good care of the cemetery. I'm sure the abbot would be interested to know you're so conscientious.
Thanks, sir. You know the abbot?
Of course I do. I'm on my way to see him now. I'll tell him about your good work.
Thank you, sir. I'm sorry I was so rough with you. I've got to be careful. I'm sure you understand. There's all sorts of strange fellas lurking around here from time to time. I have to keep things in order.
I understand. But now hurry up and show me the grave.
The grave you're looking for ain't in the cemetery.
What?
Can't have witchy bastards like that lying here among decent folk.
Where can I find it then?
If it was up to me, I'd have thrown him to the wild dogs in the forest. At least then he'd be useful for something. But a sorcerer has to be buried. So I dug a hole near the big willow tree behind the cemetery wall.
All right. Thanks.
Alright. Willow tree. Cemetery wall. That one over there? Rebels! Dun, 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 dun. Or no, that's a willow tree right there.
That looks fresh.
Ah, yes, nothing like digging up graves in the mud. Let's try to carefully remove it. I hope that he doesn't come back to life.
Yeah. Phew. I've got it.
Fucking rising up out of the grave. That would have been something else. Since I'm here, anybody else need a touch up on their little spot? Probably not. Okay. Now I would have to take the arrow way back over there. But I'll do that later. For now, we need to head back to Kuttenberg. And I think we're gonna go make an impression on the innkeeper, seeing as we read the fancy book about wine. See what he has to say. You know?
Quick. Easy, good horse.
We'll take and freshen up our knowledge when we get there. We'll head up to our room and read the book again just to get fresh mind and information.
Can you help me out?
Here is never a chore.
Whoa!
Come and get your fish here.
And it gives me a potential opportunity to offload all the stuff on me and Pebbles. Oh my god, there's so much on Pebbles. Alright.
Wonderful day for a wonderful purchase. I'm sorry.
Hobble my way up to my room. Yeah, it's one more floor up. Holy crap.
Innkeeper, what's taking so long?
Here it is. I think that's right. Cool. Now, trying to remember what the name of that book was.
Here it comes.
His Vineyard Wisdom.
Ah, so what's it going to be?
Familiar with the theory of four humors. Rare and exclusive wines. What are these? Different regions. In the whole Italian print, there's no more famous vineyard than Vin Santa. That's the most famous is Vin Santa. In nearby country, the most valuable wine comes from the Abbey. Vin Supop. There's Hippocras. Spices that are pigmented and pepper. Okay, cool. We're freshened up on the talk of wine. Now let us get into our fancy attire and go talk with him. Yes. Just go have a word with the innkeeper about
Christ,
wine.
pardon me.
Hello there, innkeep.
Pavel, the owner of the local inn, I assume?
That I am. How can I help you?
When I asked where I should go in this city for good wine, your inn was recommended.
You've come to the right place. You won't find better wine in this city. Have you come from far away?
Very far, Goodman. I'm Henry, and I rarely hear my name spoken in my native tongue.
Mine has an unusual ingredient in it. Let's see if you can tell what it is.
I did a lot of traveling in Italy, from north to south.
Wonderful. It's not often I get the chance to talk to someone so well traveled. It'd be nice to have someone to discuss the drink of kings with.
Innkeeper, a
An
beer.
invitation I can't refuse. Thank you.
Well, good man, how shall we begin our tasting?
Time again.
Ah, I know. How about a little white to begin with?
Excellent.
So, what do you say to that?
Hints of vanilla. That's uncommon. And I have to say, that greenish spring colour is perfect.
You're right. A rare flavor and color tone. It's essentially a lighter wine. I like it because it's suitable for many occasions. When I don't know what to serve, I pull out a Moravian white. My father-in-law loves it. He'll be a blessed 70 years old this year, so I'm giving him a few casks to make his old age a little merrier.
That's very kind of you.
There's nothing but misers in this town. They wouldn't think twice about taking their own mother's last piece of bread. I'm not like that. Do I have money? Of course. But I don't hoard it. I try to make people around me happy.
And you're treating me to this wine. You're a real Samaritan, like it says in the Bible. You give drink to the thirsty.
Anyway, let's have a cup of something else.
My thoughts exactly.
What shall we... Ah, I know. Let's have some red. How about a young Blaufränkisch from Austria? Or as we call it in Bohemia, Blue Frankovka.
From you, Goodman, anything. Pour away.
Quite a decent vintage.
Oof. Rather bitter.
Bitter, yes, but it is a young wine.
All right, but the colour. It's not blue at all, more of a purple. That doesn't seem right.
It's not supposed to be blue. The name is a reference to it not being as red as other wines. It's more a play on words.
Ah, forgive me. I've never heard of such a wine.
Don't worry. Nobody knows everything, except for my wife. Tell me, good man, what's regarded in your country as the most prized Italian wine?
Definitely Vinsanto. A sacred wine. It's a straw wine from Tuscany. But it's still dry, and they say it works miracles.
Every wine can do that, good man. It loosens men's lips and women's legs. Ha!
Ah, true. Good health.
Well then, let's move on to the next one. After all that quality stuff, let's refresh ourselves with something simpler. Would you like a Hippocras?
Certainly. The better ones will go straight to our heads. And I'll admit, I do like it from time to time.
Nothing to be ashamed of. It's not easy to make a good Hippocras. Mine has an unusual ingredient in it. Let's see if you can tell what it is.
I don't know. I'd say it's made with love?
Of course it is. But I meant a real ingredient, not some poetic nonsense.
Well, in that case, I couldn't tell you.
It's not that difficult. It's mint. But there's something off about it. Doesn't it seem a bit bland to you? As though it's missing something.
Ginger. It's missing ginger.
But of course. The cook told me they didn't have any at the market. You have a refined tongue, good man. I'll give you that. After that hippocras, we should have something more high class. I've got a rare Hungarian wine from Egger. Very strong and very sweet.
Bring it on. This is no time for weak wine.
My thoughts exactly. So what do you think? Good, isn't it?
Very good.
For a wine expert, you don't talk much, eh? Ha!
Well, it's not easy, Goodman. You pour me such excellent wines with such overwhelming taste that I'm at a loss for words.
I drank this particular wine from Egger at a banquet held to celebrate the new city council. Hungarian government, Hungarian wine, and Hungarian delicacies. I was so looking forward to enjoying some nice Hungarian sausages or pate, but I ended up leaving disappointed.
How so?
They started bringing out melons, apples, plums, and all sorts of other fruit. And finally, they served fish. I don't eat fish, and fruit makes me burp. So I went hungry at a feast.
Well, that's very unusual. Fruit, fish, and red wine. Maybe it's some sort of Hungarian custom.
I was so disappointed that I wanted to make myself something at home to get rid of the taste. But I was so drunk that I fell asleep. The housekeeper woke me up, and what can I tell you? The porridge was charcoal. The kitchen was like a smokehouse, and I had egg on my face. Well, that's Hungary checked off the list. What's next?
How about something local? I noticed there were vineyards in Kuttenberg.
But of course, we have vineyards and grapes from Burgundy that Emperor Charles himself had brought in. The local vintners grow some fine grapes, but they're still learning everything that comes after that. The local stuff gets diluted a lot. They flavor it with all sorts of shit, or leave it for vinegar.
Don't tell me you don't have a drop of anything local that would be worth trying.
Well, there's the monastery secret. A wine from the Sedlets monastery. My cousin Jerome is the custodian of the monastery vineyard.
Ah. Why is it called secret?
Taste it, and you'll see.
Interesting. There's no trace of any flavour that shouldn't be there. Neither honey nor spices. Just the pure taste of wine. But there is something to it. Something I don't recognise.
That's it, good man.
Is that the secret?
Exactly. The monks add a secret ingredient to the wine.
A secret ingredient? How do you know that?
Like I said, my cousin Jerome is the custodian of the monastery vineyard, and I handle their supply. Sometimes I bring food for the workers, new barrels, tools and the like. And from time to time, I bring them a sealed crate which smells peculiar. Jerome didn't want to tell me what's in it, but when I insisted, he told me it's some kind of incense they burn in the barrels.
Really? I've never heard of such a thing.
Neither have I. But like I said, the chest was sealed and the whole thing is shrouded in secrecy.
A real monastery secret. What should we drink next?
I'm glad you like my wine. But that's enough tasting for today. After all, I've offered you everything worth trying, and now the wine is starting to go to my head. but you're welcome to stay in my tavern as long as you like. I have to say, I really enjoyed our chat. It's rare to meet someone who really understands wine.
I enjoyed your company a lot too. Nevertheless, I won't keep you, Goodman, and I'll bid you farewell.
Farewell, and if you decide to extend your stay in Kuttenberg, stop by for a drink again.
Definitely. God be with you.
Okay. So,
I'm sorry.
there's a secret ingredient in the wine, or at least in the flavor of it, and that consists of something the church is burning, in some kind of incense the church is burning in their barrel. Whatever it is, probably sage. Think they're burning sage in the barrels?
Have
any
change? Help a poor cripple.
Can I just like drop groschen at you? Do you not want it? Okay.
Good people.
I tried to give him some groschen, but I guess he just didn't want it. Anyways, the church is burning some kind of incense in the barrels they use for their wine.
Let it be known that a new one-off tax is to be levied in the
Fountain?
city. I know that
Where does the
times
water
are
come
hard
from?
and none of us
Here. I spoke to Havel.
And? How did it go?
Good. I had to drink a bit of wine to get some answers out of him, but I sacrificed myself for the cause.
And what did he say?
It took a while, but in the end, he told me sometimes crates of a special incense are brought to the vineyard, and they apparently burn it in the barrels.
What? Incense? And he wasn't just yanking your pizzle or too drunk?
He may have been drunk, but he was telling the truth. He doesn't know what incense it is, just that they get it delivered.
Right, and here's a small reward so you don't go around saying old Casper's ungrateful. But now I need you to look into it further. We need to find out what this special incense is for. We'll have to take a look in the vineyard and take some of that incense.
We, meaning me, right?
Of course I mean you. See how well we understand each other?
All right. But the vineyard is pretty big, isn't it? I haven't a clue where to look for something like that.
It's big, true. But there's a vineyard house right in the middle. The custodian lives there, as well as the workers. And it's also where all the supplies are stored. Besides, there's also a side garden where they grow new varieties of grapes. If you could manage to bring me a few seedlings, they could greatly help my own vineyard.
What if they catch me?
You have to be careful. The vineyard is closely guarded, especially at night, and thieves are punished very severely. Don't get caught.
How do I get in? Isn't it guarded?
The simplest thing would be to get hired as a laborer. There'll be lots of work there now that it's summer.
Where exactly is the vineyard?
A short way to the north of town. It's pretty large, you can't miss it.
I'm on it then.
Good luck, and take care, Henry. By the way, what about the business with the Manlikas? Did you manage to get hold of the book by Bouchek?
Yes, Miss Adletter is sweet. And she even gave me back your book. Here it is.
Ah, thanks very much. I'll try to sell it and pay off at least some of my debts. Farewell.
Sell me the book then. Alright, well. God, everybody's stumbling around like they're drunk. So, We need to go to the vineyard and apparently try to steal some seedlings for their newest string of grapes and for their wine, as well as figure out what this secret ingredient is, i.e. whatever they're putting in their in these barrels that they're burning. Why am I not riding pebbles?
My respects.
Hello there.
Is that you? I thought I recognized you.
You look familiar too.
It's me, Odolin van Vortitz. You gave me a few groschen to help me on my way.
I remember.
Now I remember.
That.
You were being held hostage by the League of Lords.
That's correct.
How did you make it home?
I checked out a couple of wayside inns and got lucky. With the little money I had, I finally found a caravan. The carter didn't mind hosting a lowlife on his wagon, as long as he was getting paid for his trouble. He dropped me off a short distance from Vortitz, and I walked the rest of the way.
What brings you back to Kuttenberg? And with a retinue at that?
My father and I won't let them get away with what they did to me. Let's say we're on our way to scope out the land of some acquaintances of ours.
Well, you're gonna settle a score.
And who knows? We might just run into someone important and take him on a visit to our place. We've already fixed up a nice room with a solid lock. Would you like to see it?
No, I'd rather not.
I was just teasing. It's all set up for someone else.
I have to get going. I'm glad you're all right.
Wait a moment. You helped me, and I won't forget that. Here, take your money back, so we're even. And I have something else for you here. I think it might come in handy. A fine weapon. Dependable. It's felled a few deer in its time, and it would put a decent hole in a man too. If you ever needed to defend yourself.
My word. Thanks.
I bid you safe travels.
Same to you.
Alright. That was a cool interaction. I didn't think we'd see him again. But we're here at the vineyard, so let's see if we can find someone to talk to. Probably have to go up to the main building and talk to someone there.
I'm always glad to see polite people like you. God be with you.
Cheers. I hope you have an uneventful shift.
Do you happen to need work around here?
I just stopped for a moment's rest. There's nothing wrong with that.
You can stand and stare once you've finished.
But I...
Don't talk back to me. Get to work.
Little hostile.
Good doggy. Good boy.
So we really can't go anywhere in this vineyard right now. And I'm not sure who I can talk to. The guy I need to talk to is inside. So I guess all I can do is sit here and wait for him to come outside. Ooh, we got a rare book. Can we read this right now? I think we already have. Yeah, we have already read this book. Damn.
You're always welcome here, noble sir.
Greetings. Is there no one that I can talk to right now? I suppose we will just wait in here until morning, or until there's someone who we can talk to.
Greetings.
Well, good day.
What was I just thinking?
I heard you're in need of money, friend.
Aye, true enough. I need to pay the tithe and give something to the church for my father's requiem mass.
Isn't it a bit early for that? It's ages till St. Wenceslas's Day, and they don't collect tithes before then.
You're right, but I promised myself I wouldn't leave it till the last moment this year. So,
Good day.
have you got any
Good
ideas?
day. Well, if I did, I wouldn't leave it to the last moment this year.
I've got to go. Take care.
Same to you.
So do any of you gentlemen play dice?
Gloated again.
Take that as a no. Damn.
Greetings.
At your
Good day to
service,
you.
sir.
Excuse me. My respect.
If you're looking for work, look no further. We're hiring labourers.
Ah.
Are you hiring?
Us? Always. But don't be fooled. It's hard work. Days spent bent over in the sun. It's not for everybody. But you'll get a few groschen, something to eat, and a place to lay your head.
That sounds good.
I'll tell you tomorrow. For now, go and speak to the custodian, Jerome. He'll tell you what to do. Any questions?
What's the
custodian
master
like?
custodian like?
Jerome? He's my cousin, and he gave me this job. Can't complain about him.
And the others?
I don't know, but I've never heard any complaints. You'll see for yourself soon enough.
I'll be going then.
All right, run along. Jerome will be waiting near the winery. And remember, wine is liquid gold, so we keep everything well guarded.
Don't worry. I don't steal.
I have to say that because we do get light-fingered individuals here from time to time. And now you know everything, off you go to work. See you soon, my friend.
Alright. We have been hired on to work in the vineyard, and we shall use this opportunity to get our hands on some seeds and hopefully learn what they use for this secret ingredient. We just need to
I've
go
always
find
glad
Jerome.
to see polite people like you. God be with you.
Greetings
Greetings.
again. You're not Jerome. Are you Jerome? You are.
I'm supposed to report to you. I'm new here.
Excellent. Another young shoot ready to sprout and produce the delicious fruits of labor.
Right. The shoot. That's me.
Forgive me, young man. I'm always pleased by the presence of someone who enjoys working.
That's great. In any case, I was sent to ask what you want me to do.
You'll start today. Because why wait?
Exactly.
There
why
are a
wait?
few hours left before the velvet blanket of night covers our vineyard.
Of course. I'll get to work then.
Excellent. What enthusiasm! What vigor! As our youngest laborer, you will be in charge of the eternal battle against the weeds that choke our beautiful plants. As soon as you spot one, imagine you're King David and uproot that evil from our land forever, just as he uprooted the Philistines from Israel.
If you hand me a slingshot, I can take on Goliath.
We hand out slingshots in autumn when we have trouble with starlings. Apart from that, you'll sometimes see a sack at the end
So
of a
note,
row.
come
In
back.
it are clippings and bad plants, which you will take to the dung heap behind the winery here.
Come back
where
in the
their
spring.
earthly existence ends in the process known as decay.
All right. That doesn't sound too complicated. Weeding and organizing a funeral for some plants.
To tell the truth, lad, work in the vineyard isn't complicated, but it is hard. I therefore
That doesn't
suggest
sound
you
that hard.
don the vintner's crown, a straw hat. Do you have any other questions?
Not at the moment.
I'll get to it then.
May God bless your work. On you go, lad.
So, do I get a straw hat? Where do I go to acquire my straw hat?
Here it is. The final resting place of weeds from our vineyard, and a vast haven for flies, the dung heap. This is where you shall bring the sacks, and moreover, after a hard day's toil, you can lay your head down in that hut over there. Questions?
Now I know everything, I can get started.
Wonderful, lad. Now, get to work. The vineyard is large and there's plenty of work.
Oh boy, I'm so glad that the place where we can sleep is right next to where all the plants decay and where all the dung is kept. But luckily, thanks to my time as an apothecary, there is no weed that is safe from me. I shall go row by row, have this entire vineyard stripped of every vile weed that chokes the liquid life away from the fruitful vines of the vineyard. There shan't be a single weed remaining when I'm done, and they will tremble at the thought of growing here ever again. Or I'll just spend a couple hours doing this until nightfall and then do what I really came here for.